final game, which is going to be the Sunday night football game. And the Sunday night football game, the Bills sneak out of Sunday night football with the close win over the Giants, 14-9. This was a really good game. Okay, this was a very good game. The Giants played their best possible game of the season. This was the first game where they didn't give up more than 20 points. It was the first game of the season where they really sat in there and they played some really locked in defense, but their offense was absolutely just terrible last night. But they were able to get some things going late in that game last night. Saquon Barkley was able to break off two 35-yard runs in a row that got them in position to like literally win the game. And they wound up having a few chances there at the end. They got a pass interference called at the 1 yard line with no time left on the clock. And then, Tyrod Taylor thought that he had a touchdown with Waller. Waller drops the ball in the end zone. Game over. It's that simple. But all in all, the Bills looked absolutely atrocious last night. The Bills had good moments, but then they just kept getting stuck on offense and getting moved off the field. And that's exactly what happened. Now, the Giants were already inept offensively going into the game. They didn't have Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones not being there proved pretty key because Daniel Jones is able to move his feet. Daniel Jones is able to get the yardage that they needed. Now, honestly, y'all gonna laugh at me, but they would have won the game last night if Daniel Jones was the quarterback because this game served up its purpose for him. They played defense last night and they put themselves in position to win the game. And he's not scared to run the ball. So in that final play, I know that he would have probably checked out to something different, or he would have just handed the ball to Saquon, or he would have rolled it out and ran it in himself. That's that simple of a play for him. And I think that Tyrod wanted to be a hero last night, and that's why he wound up throwing the ball to Waller because he thought he was about to steal somebody's job, and that ain't the case. Because the thing is, Daniel Jones gets paid way too much to be sitting on the bench, and it's that simple. He was hurt last night, but when he says he's healthy, he'll be back in the starting lineup. It's that easy to see. Josh Allen's still playing great football, but I really wish Josh Allen could have been a little better last night. But the New York Giants defense played like their jobs were on the line last night, and that's something that you can really respect. Now, when you look at the numbers of this game, you got the Bills who had 22 first downs to the Giants 20. The Giants were 10 for 19 on third down efficiency, but they were 1 for 2 on fourth downs, and that was key in them almost winning this game. And guess what? They also outgained the Buffalo Bills last night and only scored 9 points. And this is just incredible because they were able to have more passing yards than them last night and more rushing yards than them last night. And they ran 14 more plays, but this still wasn't good enough to win the game. And they were able to turn over the ball twice on them as well, too. But those 3 sacks really did prove pretty vital towards the game as well, too. So it was just a very good learning lesson. And if I'm the New York Giants, let's not just throw away the season yet. Let's not say the season's over because it's technically not over. Yes, you've lost your last 4 in a row. But you got Washington coming in next week. You got the Jets coming in the week after. Then you go to Vegas to play the Raiders. Then you got a game against a vulnerable Cowboys team. We'll keep it real. The Cowboys are vulnerable in that game because they'll have the idea they already beat the Giants 40-0. So you know what? We'll probably beat them 40-0 again. We're at home. But it doesn't work like that. And then you have another game with Washington on the 19th. And then you have New England, and then you have a bye. So I'm looking at their next 6 games, and they could possibly go 4-2 in this group. Just think about that. Or 5-1. Just think about that. The Giants can put this thing together. I saw a lot of things with Jalen Hyatt last night that excited me that if you can get him involved in this offense, this team can be a very, very strong team moving forward. So with that, This was one of the better games of the season, probably the best game on Sunday Night Football all year long because it was absolutely must-see TV. Even though the score says it wasn't, it still was must-see TV because you know that everybody always has an opinion, and they should have gave Saquon the damn ball at the 1 yard line. That's all I got to say. I know a lot of people are still griping about the possible hold that happened on the goal line that could have led to another pass interference. But let me tell you this. They only give you one pass interference. And when it's no time on the clock left, they're not going to throw a flag unless he absolutely mauled the dude, and he didn't. And I'm going to keep it real. Waller had all opportunity to catch that ball. Okay? If you didn't have the opportunity to catch the ball, then I understand. But he had a hand on the ball. You have a hand on the ball. That means you need to catch the ball. It's that simple. That's always been the rule, and it is what it is at the end of the day. So we move on. We're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break, and when I get back, we're going to jump into some baseball. We're going to jump into the NBA preview for the Warriors, and we're also going to get into Tim Tszyu winning his first world title as well too. So you guys stay tuned. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles with the one and only Pop Dibiase, the Primetime Caps.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbreds